Welcome to the future that never was, where ideas were too ambitious and society just wasn't ready. Today, we'll explore the forgotten tech innovations that were way ahead of their time. But now, they're finally getting the recognition they deserve. From Google Glass to the humble Segway, these inventions were the heroes that the world rejected. But today, they rise again. Okay, let's talk Google Glass. You put it on your face, and suddenly you're living in the future. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Except, maybe the future wasn't ready for us. Or perhaps we weren't ready for the future. Launched in 2013, Google Glass was supposed to be this revolutionary wearable tech, right? It promised to change the way we interact with the world. Hands-free information, augmented reality, all that jazz. It was like having a smartphone right in front of your eyes. I mean, who wouldn't want to take a picture with just a blink of an eye? It sounded like magic. But there was this slight problem. People wearing them looked kinda weird. It was like wearing a piece of the future that didn't quite fit into the present. I mean, imagine walking down the street and someone's recording you, but you can't tell because they're just staring at you through their glasses. Creepy, right? It felt like an invasion of privacy. Privacy became a big concern. People started to worry about being constantly watched. People weren't comfortable with the idea of someone recording their every move. It was like living in a surveillance state. And let's be honest, the design didn't exactly scream fashion icon. It was more like a tech geek's dream. Remember those photos of people wearing Google Glass in the shower? Yeah, not a good look. It was more laughable than revolutionary. Yeah, not a good look. It became the butt of many jokes. But here's the thing. Google Glass was onto something. It was a glimpse into the future of wearable tech. The idea of having information readily available, hands-free, that was genius. And now, look around. We've got AR headsets, smart glasses, all taking cues from the glass. We've got AR headsets, smart glasses, all taking cues from the glass. The concept was ahead of its time. It's like Google was just a little too early to the party. They were the pioneers, but the world wasn't quite ready for their vision. They were the awkward first guest who shows up in a costume before anyone else is even dressed. It was a bold move, but maybe a bit premature. But hey, at least they started the conversation, right? They pushed the boundaries and made us think about the future of tech. Google Glass, gone, but never truly forgotten. It paved the way for the tech we have today and will always be remembered as a bold step into the future. All right, buckle up, because we're about to take a ride on the Segway. This self-balancing, two-wheeled wonder was supposed to revolutionize personal transportation. Dean Kamen, the inventor, he envisioned a future where cities were built around these things. No more cars, just Segways gliding through the streets. Now, the Segway did have its moments. I mean, it was pretty cool to see someone effortlessly gliding along. But let's be real, it was also kinda goofy. It's like we were promised flying cars, and we got this. And don't even get me started on those early Segway tours. You know the ones where everyone's awkwardly trying to stay upright while wearing a helmet that's 3 sizes too big? Yeah, not exactly the epitome of cool. But you know what? The Segway was ahead of its time. It was electric, it was compact, and it offered an alternative to cars. Now, look around. We've got electric scooters, hoverboards, unicycles, all taking cues from the Segway's playbook. Maybe it wasn't the sleek, futuristic vehicle we were promised, but it paved the way for the personal electric transportation revolution that's happening right now. So, the next time you see someone zipping around on an e-scooter, tip your hat to the Segway, the awkward ancestor that made it all possible. Chapter 3. Kodak Digital Camera. A missed snapshot of the future? All right, let's rewind the clock even further. Before smartphones, before Instagram, before selfies were even a thing, there was the Kodak digital camera. Now, this wasn't your grandpa's Kodak. This thing was revolutionary. Developed in 1975 by Steve Sasson, this little gadget could capture images digitally. No film, no developing, just instant digital memories. Can you imagine? It was like magic at the time. Kodak had the future of photography right there in their hands. They had the potential to change the world of photography forever. But here's the kicker. Kodak, the king of film, they got scared. They were hesitant to embrace this new technology. They were so focused on their film empire that they didn't see the digital revolution coming. They were blinded by their own success. They were like, nah, people will always want to print their photos. They couldn't fathom a world where digital would dominate. Digital? That's just a fad. Oh, the irony. They dismissed it as a passing trend. Kodak, the company that invented the digital camera, missed out on one of the biggest technological shifts in history. They had the innovation, but lacked the vision. They were too busy protecting their past to see the future. They clung to their old ways, missing the chance to lead the digital age. But hey, you know what they say? Every cloud has a silver lining. Their hesitation opened doors for others. Because of Kodak's hesitation, other companies saw an opportunity. They seized the moment and pushed digital photography forward. They jumped on the digital bandwagon, and the rest, as they say, is history. The digital camera market exploded. So the next time you snap a selfie, spare a thought for the Kodak digital camera, the unsung hero of the digital age. It paved the way for the technology we take for granted today. It may have been ahead of its time, but its legacy lives on in every smartphone camera and Instagram filter we use today. Kodak's innovation set the stage for the digital world we live in now. Chapter 4. I smell a whiff of what could have been. Okay, folks, get ready for this one because it's a doozy. I present to you the I smell. Yes, you heard that right. A device that lets you smell the internet. Imagine logging onto your favorite website and being greeted not just by visuals and sounds, but by a symphony of scents. I know what you're thinking. Why? Just why? What could possibly be the reason behind such an invention? And honestly, I'm not sure anyone has a good answer for that. It was one of those ideas that seemed to come out of nowhere and left everyone scratching their heads. Picture this. It's the early 2000s. The dot-com bubble is in full swing, and tech companies are throwing all sorts of wild ideas at the wall to see what sticks. And someone thought it would be a brilliant idea to create a device that emitted smells to accompany your online experience. It was a time of boundless optimism and experimentation. You could smell the coffee brewing in a virtual cafe, the aroma wafting through your room as you browse, the fresh-baked bread on a recipe website, making your mouth water as you read through the ingredients. Or, well, you get the idea. The possibilities seemed endless, and the concept was certainly intriguing. The I smell was supposed to be the next big thing in sensory immersion. It promised to revolutionize the way we interact with the digital world. But there were a few minor issues. As with many ambitious projects, the execution didn't quite live up to the vision. First of all, the technology was clunky and unreliable. It was far from the sleek, seamless experience users were hoping for. Imagine trying to smell a rose, expecting a delicate floral scent, and all you get is a whiff of burnt toast. Not exactly the immersive experience they were going for. Not exactly the immersive experience they were going for. The technology just wasn't there yet. And then there was the whole smell factor. The internet is a vast place, and not all of it smells like roses. I mean, not everything on the internet smells good, right? There are plenty of things online that you wouldn't want to experience through your nose. Do you really want to know what a spam email smells like? Probably not. Or worse, what about those questionable corners of the web? The dark, mysterious places that are best left unexplored by our senses? Yeah, I don't think so. Some things are better left to the imagination. The I smell was a classic example of technology for technology's sake. It was an idea that sounded cool in theory, but didn't have a practical application. It was a solution in search of a problem, a gadget that no one really needed or asked for. But hey, you gotta admire the ambition, right? The willingness to push boundaries and explore new frontiers, to try and create a device that engages all our senses, even smell? That's some next-level thinking. It shows a desire to innovate and expand our sensory experiences. So, while the I smell may have been a bit too weird for its time, it was a bold experiment in sensory technology. It's a reminder that sometimes the most outlandish ideas can spark our imaginations and inspire future innovations, and lead to unexpected innovations down the road. Who knows what the future holds for sensory technology? Who knows, maybe one day we'll all be smelling the internet. The idea might seem far-fetched now, but so did many of today's technologies in their early days. But for now, let's just be thankful that we can still browse in peace without having to worry about what that last click might unleash on our nostrils. Without having to worry about what that last click might unleash on our nostrils. The internet is a sensory overload as it is, and maybe, just maybe, our noses are better off without it. Outro. The legacy of forgotten tech. These forgotten innovations, they're a testament to the human spirit of invention. They remind us that progress isn't always linear, and sometimes the greatest ideas are ahead of their time. So next time you use your AR glasses, ride an e-scooter, or snap a selfie, remember the pioneers that paved the way. The ones who dared to dream of a different future, even if that future wasn't quite ready for them. Because sometimes, failure is just the first step toward the future.